The patience of St. Mercy Ryan's scream echoed through the frozen hallway. The others spun around just as a dark figure burst from the shadows at the far end of the corridor. It moved unnaturally fast. Too fast. Its limbs bent at impossible angles as it sprinted toward them. The creature's body looked human, but something was horribly wrong. Its skin appeared gray and stretched tightly over its bones. Its mouth hung open far wider than any human should, and its eyes, there were no eyes, only black holes. "Run!" Jake shouted. The football players turned and sprinted down the hallway. Their footsteps thundered across the cracked tiles. Behind them, the creature chased relentlessly. Its bare feet slapped against the floor with terrifying speed. Closer. Tyler glanced backward. The creature was less than 10 feet away. Oh God. The hallway suddenly split into two directions. Jake pointed left. This way. The group darted into another wing of the hospital. The creature followed. Then, without warning, every light in the hallway exploded. Glass rained from above. Darkness swallowed everything. The creature vanished. Complete. Silence followed. Nobody stopped running until they reached a large operating room. Jake slammed the door shut behind them. Everyone collapsed against the walls, gasping for air. Nobody spoke. Nobody wanted to, because every one of them had seen it. And every one of them knew the same thing. Ghost stories were real. Several minutes passed. The room remained silent except for their breathing. Tyler checked his camera. To his surprise, it had somehow turned back on. The recording light blinked. "What?" he whispered. He replayed the footage. At first, everything appeared normal. Then the creature emerged. The group gathered around. Tyler paused the video. The room instantly grew colder. The creature wasn't alone. Standing behind it were dozens of people. Patients. Men. Women. Children. All dressed in hospital gowns, all staring directly into the camera. Every face looked pale and lifeless. Some had empty eye sockets. Others had twisted necks. One appeared to be missing half of his face. Ethan stepped backward. No. Tyler zoomed in. The patients hadn't appeared when the footage was recorded. Yet, somehow they were visible. Now. Watching. Waiting. Jake single quotes. His voice trembled. What happened in this hospital? Nobody answered. Then, Ryan noticed something strange. A file cabinet stood against the far wall. Unlike everything else in the room, it appeared untouched. Almost new. As if someone had recently cleaned it. Slowly, he approached. The cabinet door creaked open. Inside sat hundreds of patient records. Organized. Preserved. Untouched by time. Ryan grabbed the first folder. Patient #118. Status. Deceased. Cause of death. Unknown. He opened another. Deceased. Another. Every file told the same. Story. Death. Hundreds of deaths. All occurring during the final months before St. Mercy Hospital closed. The room suddenly felt much smaller. Much darker. As if the walls themselves were listening. Jake discovered a thick black folder hidden behind the others. Unlike the patient records, this one belonged to a Dr. Benjamin Cross, hospital director. Inside were handwritten notes. The entries became increasingly disturbing. October 3rd, 1989. Patients report seeing figures in hallways. Staff dismiss claims as stress. October 8th. 3 nurses vanished. No. Signs of forced entry. October 12, the voices heard throughout building. Unknown source. October 15th. Patients refusing sleep. Claim dead relatives visit them at night. October 16 thought. Something has entered the hospital. God, help us all. The final page contained only 3 words. They are hungry. Everyone stared silently. Ryan felt a knot forming in his stomach. Who are they? Suddenly, a loud metallic bang echoed somewhere outside the room. Everyone jumped. Then came another bang. Something was hitting the operating room door. Hard. The metal frame rattled violently. Tyler backed away. No. The pounding continued. Stronger. More aggressive. Then it stopped. Silence. A long silence. Nobody moved. Then the voice came. A little girl's voice. Soft. Innocent. Can you help me? Everyone froze. The voice came from directly outside the door. Please. Another pause. Then, it hurts. Ryan felt his heart break. The voice sounded real. Terrified. Like a child trapped alone. Mason approached the door. Jake grabbed his arm. Don't. But what if it's actually a kid? There are no kids here. The voice spoke again. Please let me in. Then her tone changed. Instantly. Violently. Let me in. The entire door shook. A deafening scream exploded from the hallway. Not one scream. Hundreds. The football players stumbled backward in horror. The voice outside began laughing. A horrible, distorted laugh. Not human. Not even close. The laughter continued for several seconds, before abruptly stopping. Silence returned. No footsteps. No breathing. Nothing. Whatever stood outside had disappeared. The team decided to move. Staying in one place felt suicidal. Using flashlights, they navigated deeper into the hospital. Soon they discovered an old nurse station. Dust covered every surface. Phones sat disconnected. Patient charts littered the floor. And behind the station stood a massive wall map of the hospital. Jake pointed at a section marked Basement Research Wing. Research Wing? Ryan frowned. A hospital had a research wing? Tyler noticed a handwritten note scribbled across the map. Do not go below level 1. The words looked rushed. Desperate. As though someone had written them while terrified. Mason shook his head. That's exactly where we need to go. Nobody argued. Because deep down they all knew. The answers were below. The elevator no longer worked. So they found a stairwell leading downward. The deeper they descended, the colder the air became. Each step felt heavier, like gravity itself was increasing. Eventually, they reached the basement. The door opened with a long creak. Darkness stretched endlessly ahead. This section of the hospital looked different. Newer. Cleaner. Less abandoned. As though time had somehow forgotten it. Rows of steel doors lined the corridors, each marked with numbers. Room 1, Room 02, Room 03, Room 04. Every door had a tiny viewing window. Ryan looked inside. 1. His blood froze. The room contained restraints. Chains. Medical equipment, and claw marks covering the walls. Deep, hovering the walls. Deep claw marks. Far too large to be human. What happened down here? Nobody wanted to know. Yet they continued forward. At the end of the corridor stood a giant reinforced door. The sign above it read, "Experimental Treatment, Unit Authorized Personnel." Oh no, why Jake slowly pushed it open. The room beyond was enormous. Rows of hospital beds stretched into darkness. At least 50, maybe more. Many still contained skeletons, patients who had never escaped. Their bones remained exactly where they died. Ethan nearly vomited. Oh my God. Then Tyler's flashlight illuminated something on the far wall. A message, written in dried blood. The patients never left. The words seemed fresh despite being decades old. Ryan's hands trembled. Then came a sound, a low moan. Somewhere among the beds, everyone froze. The sound came again. Closer. A skeletal figure slowly sat upright on one of the beds. Then another and another. Dozens of motionless bodies began rising throughout the room. Their heads turned simultaneously toward the football players, toward the living, toward fresh prey. Jake whispered only one word: run. The lights instantly died, and in the darkness, the patients began moving.